the captain suddenly realized that he might already be dead, and what lay before him was even more shocking. All the passengers had turned into ice sculptures, and the flight attendant lay on the floor, her body covered in frost. Yet the plane was still in flight. He rushed to take control, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't grasp the controls. If this went on, once the fuel ran out, the plane would plunge from the sky. Meanwhile, in a small town, a woman named Merlin, who possessed psychic abilities, vaguely heard a loud roaring sound and felt an ominous sense of danger approaching. At that moment, she saw someone in uniform fall from the top of a building across the street. Strangely, no one nearby seemed to notice. Alarmed, Merlin rushed over to check, but found nothing. She instantly realized it might have been the spirit of someone who had fallen. Was this some kind of sign? The next day, the spirit actually appeared before her. It was the captain. Merlin asked what he wanted, but his words were disjointed. He mumbled something about going down with the plane and said that everyone was asleep. Merlin was confused and asked where he was now. He replied, "We're very close," then vanished suddenly. It turned out the captain had only just died, and his soul was still in a confused state, unable to communicate properly. But Merlin knew he must have come to her because he needed help. She pieced together everything and guessed it had to do with a plane crash. She quickly called her husband, a firefighter, and asked him to check if there had been any recent crashes. As she spoke, the captain reappeared in the building across the street. She rushed to him and asked what had happened. Had there been a crash? But the captain said there hadn't been, that the plane was still flying. Merlin was stunned, and before she could ask which flight it was, the captain vanished again. She realized that no matter where the plane went down, it would be a catastrophe. She immediately called the airline, told them what was going on, and asked them to check which plane might be flying nearby. But no one believed her ghost story. Just then, there was a frantic knock on the door. Merlin opened it and was shocked to find the flight attendant covered in frost. The attendant told her that the air in the cabin had suddenly been sucked out, and no one could breathe. Then the temperature began to plummet. She even told Merlin the flight number. Before Merlin could react, a deafening roar filled the air. A passenger jet flew just above the rooftop, and with a thunderous crash, the plane went down.